sisters, you guys know you gotta keep the commandments now, right? Oh praises, oh praises. So you believe in God, you know you gotta keep the commandments. Let me show you something else, yeah? Because according to this sign, you guys call yourself Bermudians, right? Yeah, according to this sign, we're not Bermudians, we're actually Israelites. And that's why it's important for you to keep the commandments. So Deuteronomy 28 verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So if you don't keep the commandments, something's going to happen. This is a condition. It's a if. If you don't keep it, something will happen. So this condition is actually future prophecy. Read.
And that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So we will be cursed as a people. As a people, we will be cursed. The Israelites will be cursed. Give me verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
And the they there is these curses will be on our people. The curses will be on our people as a sign. Because we will lose who we are. We will lose our nationality. So now the sign to see who the Israelites are, it's the curse. And you'll be able to identify yourself in the future by these curses. Give me verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
So no, our sons and daughters were given away in slavery, and we didn't have any might. Read that last part again.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
So historically, when this happened to our ancestors, we was taken away from our homes, we were taken away from our families, our mothers and daughters, and given to another man. And they did not have any might, militarily, economically, to say, I'm going to go back and get my people and return them home. It was just one, that was it. Read one. Hold up. Give me verse 47.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the
abundance of all things. Read that part.
For the abundance of all things. Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So because we couldn't serve God, God said you would serve our enemies. Now how did we serve our enemies? In slavery. So this didn't happen. Friends don't enslave friends. Just like what? All the other nations that enslaved us, those are your enemies. Read.
Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
So for food, you have to serve your enemy. Read.
And in thirst.
For water, you have to serve your enemy. To this day, if we need food and water, we have to go to our enemy to go get it. To this day, you have situations like what's going on in Flint, Michigan, where there is no clean drinking water. And the people have been being poisoned for years and decades. Read.
And in nakedness.
So for our clothing, we have to go and enrich another nation, make someone else rich, just to clothe, feed, and support us. That's a curse. Being reliant on your enemy. Is your enemy going to give you good food and water? No. They're going to give you the worst food, the worst water. They're going to poison you. They're going to charge you way ridiculous prices for the clothing on your back. Read. What's up, bro?
And in want of all things.
So anything you want in society, you would need to go to your enemy to get it. You want to travel, you need a passport? No, you got to go to your enemy. You want an education? You need to go to your enemy's education system. Everything. You want to create a school, you want to create a school, you have to go to your enemy in order to get permission for the school to run. You need a degree? No, you have to go to your enemy, go get a degree. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So these are those yokes of iron. So if you ever seen a movie about slavery or a documentary about slavery, anything like that? Yeah. Which one have you seen? Which one? 12 years a slave. That's a good example.
Read about.
When we were enslaved, they put yokes of iron on us. You can see those examples in those movies. And that was to break us. And what? Read that last part again.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
And when we were destroyed, the yokes of iron came off. So our enemies put yokes of iron on our necks. That's what our enemies did to destroy us. That's why we need these curses today to identify who you are.
Bring it out.
And that's why today we know that you are an Israelite if your family went through these things.
Bring it out.
And why did this all happen? This all happened because we broke God's commandments.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
So now what do you think the solution is? The solution to fix all the things that are going on all around the world to our people. The solution is to keep God's commandments.
That's right.
Repent, you got it. So now verse 68, I want to show you another one. Because these things were prophesied thousands of years ago. And that's how we know that this Bible is a real book.
You know,
People say, oh, the Bible is fairy tale. Is our history fairy tale too? If that's what they're saying, read that.
verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So the Lord will bring us into Egypt by what?
By ships.
We're going to go into slavery on slave ships. This is one of those examples of those slave ships. This is how all people were packed in when they came to this island.
You know,
When they came to the U.S., when they went to England and Brazil and all these different places, they was packed on ships. Because what? That's what God said. Read it again.
and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
And the reason why it says Egypt there is because if you're familiar with the story of Moses, they left out of Egypt, they left out of slavery.
You know,
Yes, what's your question?
Do you think that all white people are enemies?
Verse 46 again. Let's find out what God said. Let's find out what God said about the white people today.
verse
Not a
48.
white mama.
We're gonna read about what
got a
God
white
said.
mama.
Therefore,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm her mama.
Oh, there
Yes.
you go. Read one.
therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So
in
the Lord
hunger.
said we would serve our enemies. The people on this chart right here, those are the Israelites. All right, and God said that the Israelites will serve their enemies. Read.
in hunger,
For food,
and in thirst,
for water,
and in nakedness,
for clothing.
and in want of all things.
So for one of all things. Now let's see who these enemies are. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Now this happened in history, right?
I'm listening.
This happened. Who was the perpetrators of these slave trades and all these things?
You know,
It was white people. It was the Dutch. It was the Spanish. It was the Portuguese. It was the English. Who else? It was the French.
Arabs.
The Arabs as well. In the trans-Saharan slave trade. We don't have that sign right there. But all these people, God said, these are your enemies.
So, question: do you think all black people, all white people, are not going to heaven? Just black people?
Oh well, no, we're not talking about.
No, because I'm saying I watched Gino Janet, and he's had some issues with the Israelites coming around his church, and they feel, or they were preaching that only all black people were going to heaven, and white people weren't. And so Gino Janet is pretty much saying, well, we're all mixed up somewhere.
Read what you got.
We all got a little
and then
something
I want.
in
And
us.
then I want.
Don't you?
Then I want Numbers 8.
Read.
Read what you got first. Read what you got.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse 9. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird.
So no, the mixing has been going on since way back,
Yes.
right? The Most High God said, my heritage is like a speckled bird, because speckled birds, they come in different colors and different arrangements.
Yes.
So you cannot tell who is the chosen
Right.
by looking at them.
I just wanted to know what your thoughts were because I had watched something else. So
Romans
that you
8:16, I think. That's what I want. Yeah. So how do you know if you're an Israelite? Because I don't know which type of white you are, because there's a lot of different type of whites.
I'm
Portuguese. In the Portuguese history, there's a lot of black people in Portugal and Spain.
Bring it up.
So like I said, you know what I mean? It depends on whether or not this book identifies with your spirit. So read what you got.
The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 16.
Right.
The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit.
So this is the spirit that is talking about this book. Deuteronomy 28, where we just read the curses that the Israelites will go through. It will identify with our spirit, right? Read that again from the top.
Verse 16. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
So now if that identifies with your spirit, if this book identifies with your spirit, and you say, you know what? I might be Portuguese, but I'm gonna keep God's commandments. Because this is what I believe in. I believe I'm gonna be saved. The Lord's will, you might be saved. But the will 100% be people that look white, that have Israelite ancestry.
You know,
Yes.
Because that's just what God said. So it's not for me to say, hey, you're gonna make it, you're not gonna make it. It's just for us to come, we're gonna preach the word. Whoever it identifies with, that's who it identifies with.
bring it out.
So it's up to you if you're gonna be saved. Now read what you got.
Numbers.
I'm gonna show you one more thing.
One more yes, because we're gonna.
All right, because a lot of people say, oh, everybody's mixed. There is no mixed people on this earth.
Bring it out.
You are what your father is.
Bring it out.
So if your father's an Israelite, then it means you're an Israelite. Read what you got.
Book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees
So you declare your pedigree or your bloodline, read,
after their families by the house of their fathers.
by the house of your father. Your pedigree is declared.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word.